Yo guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little while since I posted, but hey, we hopped on anime expeditions. We just haven't posted anything on it. Sorry about that, guys. But I did think I should go ahead and I should cover the new update that dropped today. It is the 0.5 villains update for anime expeditions, and there will be more videos coming on anime expeditions. I do think this game is pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I like it as a tower defense. Definitely has a lot of people on it. But anyway, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into the update. So first things first, the first thing that we need to look at is the update log. So they dropped 4 new units this update. They dropped Itachi, Cursed Immortal, Dark Mage, and Grimjow. I don't know these other two, but I will figure out who they are and put them on screen. But let's see. They have 4 new equipments that come with them. Of course, this one's for Itachi, and this one's for Grimjow. I don't know. This one's for Cursed Immortal, Dark Mage. Okay. And we'll read over. We're not really too worried about the other units. We're focusing on Itachi for this video, so we'll just go ahead and we'll read over Itachi's stuff. But we'll get to that once we get to it. We're just covering the update right now. They did add new skins. I do have most of these. I don't have the ones that are paid, of course, but I do have these 5 skins so far. A new mount as well. All is paid as well. So that's what they added in the update. It's not too big. It is just a 0.5 update, so there's not that much to it, but that's okay. You know, I'm sure there's going to be plenty packed into the first update. All right, and I'm sure you guys do see I did already get Itachi, and I maxed him out and everything. Not going to lie, guys. I just didn't. Okay, I did capture it on stream. If you guys want to go check that out, you know, I do have my Twitch, my VODs are on and everything, and I also streamed it on my YouTube. If you guys want to go check that out, it's nothing special. So how you get Itachi? So for the new event that they added, this is everything that you need to do. So you just come up to the middle, or you can go to the events tab, press view event, and you come up here. Here's the villain hunt. It'll give you chests and stuff. This just gives you like all these options. Oh, I did not know you got the Itachi skin from these villain chests. That's actually fire. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be trying to get that. That's a pretty tough skin, not gonna lie. I like it anyway. All right, but yeah, you can just get this for free, 50 chests. Yeah, I really want that, not gonna lie. But these are available in the story, infinite challenges, and mastery. So I'll definitely be farming these. But here's the real bread and butter of the update. So here, we got the shop here. I've already bought all the trait crystals. I had to get Unbound on Itachi. It costs a lot of trait rolls. But there's a villain invasion banner. There's just a bunch of stuff in here. There's evolution materials for Itachi. This is Itachi's evolutionary material. And then this is his illusion crow, which is his equipment. You buy all of that here, and you get villain coins just by competing in the events game mode, which Act 1, it's pretty much just the same thing, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, one of them shields, they're pretty much all just the same thing. Oh, and to get Itachi's, so to do this one, you have to get a drop from these. So you see this little crow relic? Yeah, you get all of the their equipments, their unique equipments from each act, except for Itachi's. You buy it from the shop. But the crow relic, that's how you do the Itachi. You have to get a crow relic, which is a 5% drop from one of these acts. They all drop the same, except they drop different equipments, each for them. And then you have to get one to do the Itachi one. The difference between the Itachi one and the regular is that this one gives 15,000 villain coins compared to the other one. So it gives 15 times, but it is a lot harder than the others. But you get way more coins compared to, 1,000 maximum for this one. But that is the only difference between these. And then to get Itachi, you have to go over here to summons, go and pull up the menu, villain banner, and you get him from this. So here's the rates. He's a secret unit from this, 0.01%. You have to get him from this. I was actually very lucky. I got him in the first 1,000 rolls, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I also pulled that on stream. If you want to go check it out, feel free to follow my Twitch or just subscribe on YouTube. We are live pretty often, so you guys can go check that out. But I did get him. Luckily, he's not shiny or anything. And I did go ahead and I upgraded him. Oh my god, it was such a grind to get him to Unbound. Guys, I'm telling you, I've spent so many trait rerolls trying to get Unbound. Like, look at this here. I'm going to show you my freaking Kenpachi. Look, I've popped like 1,000 rerolls on him and I still don't have it, bro. I just quit on Primordial because I was saving for Itachi this update. I think I got Unbound on like my 1,100, 1,100, 1,200th roll on Itachi, so I didn't have to go to pity, but man, I wasn't too far from it. But anyway, that's how you get Itachi. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hop into this showcase. As you can see, here's the idle effects and everything. He is a very tough unit, not going to lie. I think he has the best aura. Not going to lie, guys. As you can see, I'm using it. I don't think anything compares. I'm just saying. I mean, look how tough this looks on the fit. Come on. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll hop into the showcase. Alright, guys. So we are in the sandbox right now for the Spirit City, where we can just spawn everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Let's see, game. I'm gonna go ahead and I will spawn in an Itachi. Here we go. I'll go ahead and show you guys the shiny Itachi. I don't really like it too much, but hey, you guys might. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna give him like the maximum level, maximum like Z stats and everything, so we can see maximum Itachi. We don't have to do that. We'll just do Unbound because we'll give him the Unbound trait. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but if you do get the unit, you can come in here and you can test them out with any trait just for like damage comparison and everything. I just found this out after I got Unbound on him and sweated. So unfortunately, you know, it'll make my other videos easier, but hey, it's whatever. All right, let's get that and we'll go ahead and max this out. So this is going to be maximum damage Itachi. So every build that I have seen, I did look at some builds on YouTube, but hey, I'm going to make my own like decision on it. This is what I put on him. I did magic book and I actually put Shinigami sword on him. However, it is like debatable. Like realistically, the crit chance and damage stacked with the maximum capacity of the passive of the Shinigami sword would be better. But if we're looking for overall consistent damage, we're going to go triple sword, which is what we are going to do for this showcase. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this Itachi down right here. All right, there we go. So he is 2800 on placement with triple Z stats and Unbound. Mine is SSS, so it's not too far off. It's like 27 something. I don't know, but it's pretty good for the start. For spawn, he's definitely really good because he does do burn. So let's look at his passives. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so every single attack that Itachi does, he applies illusion for 12 seconds. That's all it does. It's just a marker. It doesn't do anything else. That's where the passive Broken Mind comes in. So while an enemy is in the illusion state for 12 seconds, store all the damage taken from the unit. So all the damage that Itachi deals to the unit that he is attacking with the illusion mark, it stores that damage and it also deals the damage. So it's not like it doesn't do the damage and it like all explodes at once. It does the damage and it stores that damage as well. So if you do 100,000, it'll store that damage and then it'll release 50% of that damage. So if you did 100,000 damage, it would blow up for 50% because we have the crow equipment. Originally it's 25%, but with the crow it's 50%. So if you did 100,000, it would do 50,000 in one explosion in a small AoE 2 range. And then that's one of his passives. He is okay, honestly, from what I've seen. His damage isn't the greatest, but he is pretty strong still, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think he's like crazy. Maybe he'll get buffed. I don't know. But he's crazy for shield breaking. That's like his whole gimmick. He's crazy for shield breaking. So his other passive is Searing Flames. Black Fire deals 2 times damage in 12 ticks over 12 seconds. So of course it'll be doing double his damage. Shields every tick. It damages shields every single tick. So he is a shield breaker. Enemies with shields within the unit's range gain a stack of Black Fire. And I do believe that stack actually, it doesn't count towards his regular attack. So if, for example, if he hits the enemy while it has a shield breaks Black Fire stack on it, it's going to do double. So it's going to do 2 times ticks. All right, let me see. I do think statistically his best trait would be Primordial if you're going for shield breaks. However, other than that, I do believe, I don't know, it might not be Primordial. I do think that's it for damage and everything. Overall, Primordial will be his best statistically. However, for like, you know, cost efficiency and everything, it would definitely be Unbound. Unbound would definitely be his best trait. But if we're going for just shield break, we would definitely want like SBA reduction or anything like that, you know? But let's see. We'll go ahead and start this up. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in an enemy. Let's see, we'll just go ahead and we'll force health on this guy. Just do like a bunch, and then we'll force speed to 0, and we won't give him any shield. We'll spawn in other enemies with shields. All right, here we go. Okay, wonderful. All right, let's go ahead. Let's spawn this enemy in. Okay, oh wait, we had to start the game. Whoops. Okay, spawn him. Okay, so this is our damage testing. Oh, okay, he's moving. Okay, whoops. Let's clear all the enemies. Okay, I thought I forced his speed to 0. I guess I was wrong. Okay, force speed 0. Let's just multiply that to 0. And then health multiplier, we'll just do it to 100, bro. Amount, okay, modifier, none, spawn. Okay, and he's just going to sit there, so we're going to damage test on him. All right, let's see. And then we'll go ahead and, first off, we're going to test the shields, and then we'll get into the damage, okay? So I just want to show you guys that as soon as someone enters his range is going to, you know, be instant right here. So once they enter this range, it's going to start ticking away at their shield. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn one in with shield. All right, here we go. All right, let's see, shield. Let's do like 30 shield. Hold on, let's see. Okay. Okay, that's bad. Okay, we'll just upgrade him and show that. Okay, here. Does that stack? Let me see. It does. See, look, it stacks for twice. See, so since he is in his range and he has shield, it ticks him twice. So for example, on the Berserker, as you can see, it only has 1 stack, but since it entered his range, it has black flame on it. So it actually did 2 stacks of shield, if that makes sense. But it's only temporary, of course, because the black flame is already applied, but it is temporarily 2 times stack of black flame. So theoretically, if you had 3 Itachis placed down, you could do 6 ticks every time for 12 ticks. So I think that's really strong. But here, I'm gonna go ahead and clear, and we can actually get into like damage testing. I'm gonna go ahead and erase him so we don't look at the numbers, but I'll go ahead and spawn him in. Let's see right here. All right, there we go. Speed multiplier, no shield. Yep, there we go. Health multiplier, boom. Spawn enemy, and this is gonna be our damage testing enemy. All right, there we go. Okay. Oh, it's because I placed my actual unit. Okay, there we go. This is maximum, but here's mine. This is mine unit. Oh, I can't place it. Whoops. Anyway, that last unit was my unit. This is the Z stat one. All right, so 2800 on placement, and he still has all his passives. So he is like one of the best starter units in my opinion. He just is so good for starting. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, we'll go ahead and upgrade him. He is splash AoE right now. All right, let's see. Upgrade him. He is a little expensive. He's like 80k max. We'll do the testing on that. All right, just an upgrade on his cone. Sorry, not cone, on his splash. And then he does become, okay, he splash still, but he does become cone eventually at the end. So this is his maximum damage. It's going to be 22,113 for 4.6 seconds, 38.5 range. And here is his, wait, that's not his official burn, I don't think. The way the burn works is, so you have to wait until it resets the stack. So that's going to be his burn. He's doing 4,423 burn every single stack, and the cooldown on illusion is 10 seconds, so he can only apply illusion every 10 seconds, like after it's exploded, and it lasts for 12. So here he's got illusion, and you guys will see all the damage that we're doing to him right now. It will explode. You'll see the number pop up here. It'll probably be like 60k. Let's see, once that disappears, there we go, 66,341 damage. So that is how the illusion works for Itachi. I personally don't think he's like too strong, but he is definitely a meta shield breaker and a great starting unit. I mean, you saw how much he did on placement, right? Like, that's crazy. He does burn, and he's crazy on placement because he starts off with like 2.8k and he has burn and automatic shield break. So you place him down, guys, you don't have to worry about shields. He's going to do a lot of damage. I think that's personally why Unbound is the best trait on him, just because he's like a really good solo unit and it increases his burn damage. I mean, he does like 4,400 burn or whatever per like tick. It's actually crazy, like 4,423 burn per tick. I don't know, I think he's really strong when it comes to shield breaking. I'm not really sure what else would be strong about him. He's kind of, when it comes to like DPS, his DPS isn't the craziest. It's not awful, but it's definitely not compared to, like, it's definitely not the same compared to like Megumi or like Kenpachi, you know. Like, here, I'll go ahead and spawn in a Kenpachi just to show you guys, like, he's pretty strong. Kenpachi is, I'm not gonna lie. Done. And then we'll place Kenpachi down. All right, here we go. And then maxed out Kenpachi. Oh, I didn't know Kenpachi looked like that with his shiny. Wow, that is really cool. All right, but here's Kenpachi, you know, 48,958, and that's not even with his passives. And he doesn't even have like max Shinigami sword either. So, I mean, he would be doing more damage than that. He'd be doing probably like 50 something thousand. But it's just not the same as Kenpachi because that's every 6.8 seconds, and he's full AoE. So, and he also has passives where he literally gets buffed up every time he does it. So, I don't know. He just doesn't compete in DPS. But Itachi's still a very good unit in my opinion. He just doesn't compare to like Megumi or Kenpachi in my opinion. But I think it's definitely good to run Megumi with him because, for example, you know, you can always place Megumi. And then you, okay, so I'm not going to spawn Wagaraga. That's not the point. But you can run Itachi with Megumi. And of course, he's a dark magic unit. So you can just use like Shadow Realm and buff Itachi's damage to 27,641 with max Z stat and everything. So he does get the buff from Megami, so I think they're definitely a good combo to run. I'll definitely be running them together since, you know, I mean, Kenpachi Yuta's OP, but like, I don't know, I think Itachi's going to be really good next update. I think that's why they ended up adding a shield breaker, is because they have a lot of plans for next update. Now, you know, don't quote me on that, but like, that's just my assumption. I think he's going to be really good next update, and that's why he's a limited unit. So I think he'll be really useful for the next game modes that they have coming out in update 1. But I do think that is going to be it for the showcase. I do appreciate you guys, you know, sticking to the end. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. You know, we are trying to hit 1K so we can go ahead and get monetized on YouTube. We are a small YouTube channel. So if you guys wouldn't mind, please hit that like and subscribe. But I will see you guys in the next one, and you guys have a wonderful day.